various things have happened to me, of which I guess the one I'd like to share is when I was still in my very early 20s, aged about 20, 21, I worked for a year at St. Christopher's Hospice in South London. And I was thinking about ordination, possibly as where God was leading me. And I had a job as what's called a ward orderly. So I'm basically a kind of cleaner, come tea person, on a ward working with people who are dying. I was the one male on the ward orderly team, and I was the one white person on the ward. No, I think it was one white woman, but it was mainly amazing black women who I worked alongside every day for a year, and I loved them. I got to know them, and knowing them was itself an education in what it's like to be a black woman in Britain. This is the very early 1980s, about 1980, 81. And it was the year, this is in South London, this was the year of the Brixton riots. And we worked in pairs. And on the Monday after the Brixton riots of that weekend, I was working with Grace. And we worked as a team alongside each other all day. And all day long, people would make like little snidey, supposedly jokey comments to Grace about, was she throwing Molotov cocktails last night? Did she bust up a bus shelter? Was she part of the riots? And none of it was nice, but on its own, each one was quite a small comment. But the accumulation of that over the day was just too much for Grace to bear. And right towards the end of the day, quite a senior consultant came by and made a little joke to Grace about the riots, and Grace snapped. She really went for this bloke. And she told him, what she thought of what he was saying. And then she sort of threw down her mop and bucket. We were cleaning the floors at the time, and she stomped off. The senior consultant, then white man, turns to me, other white man, and he says to me, what's wrong with these people? Can't they take a joke? And in that moment, I found myself thinking, it was like the tectonic plates of my mental universe were shifting. I thought, where do I stand here? The easy thing to do is to stand with him, because that will be easy. But Grace is my friend and my colleague, and I've experienced through her all this, each individual thing, relatively small, not too serious, not overt racism, but this accumulation of racist stuff all day long. And I said to him, look, I told him what was in my heart, that actually I'm standing on Grace's side. That I've seen this through her eyes. And actually, we are the ones who need to change.